Hey, Olive. Peace from the Garden of Feodora. Hey, boy. Man, oh man. What a day. It's beautiful out here. I'm it's about 7:15 in Virginia, and I need this grass cut badly. Badly, badly, badly. And we just had it cut. That's one thing I've noticed. Now, I don't know if I don't remember it being like that in the city. But out here, well, we had a lot of rain this year too. Hey, look. Oh, the babies. We had a lot of rain this year. This month. These last few months. And it's been raining like crazy. Now, I'm taking a trip. And I'll be back in a couple of days. In a couple of days is when I'm going to let the big girls out. And I'm going to let them go in and play with the bigger girls. So this is the new pack. And then we got little Aracanas. See them? See them little teeny? They look like little quails. Those are the babies. And these are the big girls. So I'm going to go ahead and let them out now. Well, not now, but in a few days when I get back from my little vacation. Hey. So the plan is, let's go check this out. It's not really a vacation. I look at it as that. Actually, I don't even see it as a vacation because I love the garden. I don't want to do anything but the garden. But I'm going on a little excursion. I'm looking for a stick to knock down these spider webs before I walk in here. I'm not a fan of having spider webs in my crown. But no, I have to. I have an art show. And again, I'll say it again for those who don't know. I am an artist. If you want to check out my work, go to www.worksoffreedom.com. I'm an artist. That's my gig. And I'm going to do an art show this weekend. And in an art show, I'm going out of state, and I'm going to set up and sell my prints and sell my originals and all that good stuff. And it's going to be cool. So what I've been doing the last, I guess about 4 or 5 days, actually a little longer than that. I've locked myself inside the gallery, and I've been painting like crazy. Yep, crazy painting. And I have some pretty good works. I have some pretty good originals and things like that. And if you're curious to see how those look, I'm kind of taking a more of an abstract view to some of my pieces. Trying out a brand new style, basically. And the artwork is on the website, and I have it in sections. All my artwork is in sections. So look at the most recent section, and you'll see my most recent works. They're all there, and I have about 10 of them so far, and my plan is to try to do 2 more tonight for the show tomorrow. And I think I'm going to document the same way I kind of document my gallery and my garden. I'm going to start documenting up my other channel. That's my yellow cherry tomatoes. I made a video about them a few days ago. I didn't put it up yet, but I made a video. I made a video where I cloned that, and I made a video where I planted that. So let's see what's happening here. So again, back to the artwork and the show and everything. I'm thinking about documenting and putting episodes up on my Works of Freedom page. Now, I do have a Works of Freedom page. It's a Works of Freedom YouTube page. It's just like I have a Garden of Feodora, I have a Works of Freedom YouTube page. Oh, that's dry. So I want to build that page up, try to get it monetized. But first and foremost, I want to build this one up and get this one monetized. And, get some subscribers and all that good stuff over there. And, get a couple cents back for my hard work. But anyway, We're in the garden today and everything looks good. I came out here earlier and I had flea beetles on my peppers. So I sprinkled some of that 7 dust on them. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like and I'll let you know if it worked or not. Well, let me tell you this. I had flea beetles on these eggplants here a few days ago. And I waited too long. But then when I finally put the 7 dust on them, I think it may have been a little too late. So, I don't know. And I will say that's one thing about gardening. You have to watch out for pests. Man, it's one of those things that just kind of, you wish didn't exist. You know what I mean? You wish didn't happen. That's the only thing about gardening is bugs and finding solutions. Now there's one bug that I worry about, but it doesn't bother me. And that's the hornworm. Only because every year it's kind of, I don't know, we find it kind of funny to come out here and pull them little suckers off. And they blend in, but they're big enough where you see them, you know? Things like flea beetles are like, they're more like parasites. No, not parasites. I don't want to say that. But they're more like, they show up, and they show up in the hundreds, and then you got to get rid of all of them. You know what I mean? You have to really, really kind of stay at it. Like by the time you see 1 or 2, it's an infestation, and you got to work hard. But as soon as you see a hornworm, you pluck them off. The chickens love them. Give them to the chickens, pluck another one, and just spend 5 or 10 minutes at the plant. Me, my daughter, you know, with a little cup in our fingers, and we pop them all off. And that's fine. It's no problem. They're not microscopic. They're big enough to be seen, you know. Yep, my little workstation. I gotta clean up in here. I actually was clean the other day when I came in here and started working. But yeah, this is it. This is where we're at. What I'm going to do in the middle is I'm going to put more tomatoes. I'm going to put a tomato right here, pretty much. And I'm going to put one right there. That's because I want to be able to walk around the tomato, and I want to be able to reach all the ripe tomatoes and also get the bugs off and get the hornworms off when I see them. And I want to move them before they get too big, because if I wait till these things get big, they could get kind of heavy. So I'm going to move those. I'll probably move those when I get back. And speaking of getting back, I don't know how the rain's supposed to go. So that could be a situation where nothing there. It could be a situation where it I'm sorry, I'm just looking at a lot of stuff. That could be a situation where some of my stuff may dry out. I don't want that to happen. So this is one of the times where I do want it to rain, but I don't want it to rain because I don't want it to rain out my show, because you know, rain, sleet, whatever, the show goes on. And I have originals and prints, and I don't want that stuff getting wet and the show's out in an open and, you know, no tent. And it's happened before. I've done an art show and the rain came by and destroyed everything. But this, I hope it rains, because I don't want to come back to a sad garden. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. And what's messed up is I've left my house I've left the garden and came back the next day. Excuse me. And I've seen my lettuce, my cabbage, very sad. I don't want that to happen again. But it looks like that just may happen. I don't have anybody to come and water my stuff. I also don't have a sprinkler or nothing like that. A sprinkle system on a timer, I don't have that. Like this one. I watered this morning. And I understand it's in a small pot, but I just watered it this morning. There's ants everywhere. Ooh. Strawberry. Mine. Yum, 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 yum. This thing has given me a nice handful of strawberries this year already. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I gotta get this grass out of here. I kind of left it here to camouflage it so the birds don't mess with it. But I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. But there's a lot of strawberries in there. And this is the strawberry plant that me and my daughter put down. This plant is like 3 years old. We had it in a pot. It didn't really give us anything. And then we had it on the porch. It didn't really give us anything. So last season, we buried it inside this tire. And what's around it is actually a piece of my fire grill. My fire pit. And, you know, it rusted out. So I just kept the what's name so nobody kind of bumps into it. But we had an old tire. So I put a tire down, filled it with dirt. And, of course, it has holes so the roots can go through the bottom and everything. You know how tires look. And we decided to go ahead and plop this old strawberry in there to see what happens. And this was last year. It started growing, and then winter came, and it fell back. Now it's springtime, and it's giving me fruit. Like I said, that's a couple years old. Look at they're puking. Oh well. And of course we have these strawberries here. Hey, it's giving me one. And the thing about it is the strawberries look different. Look. Okay, I'm about to eat these now. Anything else in here? Eat them before I go, because the ants will come and little birds will come and they'll eat my berries up. So I'm gonna sit this one here. Oh no, there was a little one attached to it. I didn't see it. Oh wow. So I'm gonna eat this one now. I know you're probably wondering, why am I watching a video of a guy in his garden eating strawberries and talking very slowly? Hey, you could be anywhere else. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, and I want to thank you for rocking with the best. I love to document, like I always say. I do this pretty much for me, but I do hope to inspire, and maybe someone else can find enjoyment in the things that I do. And then you'll say to yourself, why am I not growing a garden for my child? Why am I going to the store and spending money on radish and lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and things, instead of growing it at home, which is free? Well, I will say this. Getting started, you know, buying plant food and potting mix and stuff like that's a starter. But the joy you get from it with your family and with your child and things like that, priceless. So it's worth it for me to see my daughter's face when she comes out here and, Daddy, I have a strawberry. Look, the tomatoes. You know, I love her face. I love her reaction. Oh, that's good. But I will hope someone else can find joy in it as well and get inspired and ask themselves, why am I not doing this for my child? You know? I'm a big advocate for sustainable living. I'm a big advocate for living within your means, keeping as much inside your bank account as possible, because you never know when a hurricane may come, or you never know when something drastic may happen and you have to up and leave. Because I've been in situations in my life where I had nowhere to go and I had no money in the bank. And I'm trying to blow dirt off of here. And I don't ever want to be in those situations again. You learn from your past. And I was in situations where your lease is coming to an end, or, hey, surprise, you gotta move. We're turning this into a store. That has honestly happened. And you have nothing in your bank account because you've been spending all your money at McDonald's, or you've been spending all your money at the market, you know, rather than just live within your means. You don't have to buy fancy shoes and fancy suits and things like that. And I'm an advocate for homeschooling too. You have your child at home learning. They can have activities, karate, pi- piano, play dates with other kids, roller rink, what just things that community art shows and talent shows and things like that with other kids. But even not, I'm an advocate for homeschooling your child. I'm about to taste this one. This is actually sweeter. No, the other one was sweeter. It's good though. So I think that's it. Unless you want to hang around while I give my plants some water. I know. What a lazy video this is, right? Well, this is what happens when I'm out here alone and my thoughts start working. How does this look? And, just trying to... I love coming out here when the sun is setting over that barn. It's a lot better than watching the sun set over construction site buildings as I used to do when I was back in the city. And of course, if I move further out there and sit on a swing, I watch the sunset over top of those trees there. But from the garden, my little container bucket garden, I watch them set over top of the barn. Isn't she beautiful? And I have a few paintings I'm gonna do tonight. On my YouTube channel, 2 or 3 days ago, I did a live painting about 2 hours long. And I may do that tonight. I may go live on, maybe I'll go live on the Garden of Feodora channel. I have more subscribers here. But I want to build up my art channel so I can have 2 sources of income if it ever get monetized. So I would advise you, if you enjoy this channel, and trust me, the 2 channels are different. But if you like me, if you're a fan of the father of Feodora, then please join the Works of Freedom YouTube channel. Check it out, see what I'm doing over there. Feodora's there too. We have some little art videos together. Some little graffiti videos and things where she talks about art. And I have plans to do shows over there. I have shows coming for this channel. Believe it or not, I have scripted shows that I want to do for the Garden of Feodora. That's coming soon. Educational videos and maybe little art tutorials and things like that. And I also have a few little scripted shows I have coming to Works of Freedom. And the scripted shows I have coming to Works of Freedom may be things that kind of coincide with the Garden of Feodora. Say we're talking about art, and I still want the art on my Garden of Feodora channel because it's still about the knowledge of my child and her development of her brain, and that's kind of what the Garden of Feodora is. It's not just literally about a garden, the Garden of Feodora. It's kind of metaphorical. It's more about the mind being, a place that grows, a place that anything's possible. And you just watch what can be grown. The knowledge of a child, education, the mind being the garden itself, and the fruit being the knowledge. But you'll see. You will see. And I hope you all stick around. It'll make us happy. Now I could be a real butt and spray the cat. He's right there. And it's taken everything in me not to do it. Put a little bit inside the compost. And that's pretty much it, you know. After this, I'm signing off and gonna go in there and get myself ready for show. We already packed the van up, and the thing about it, I should have recorded that too, because I'm gonna turn into a little, a little maybe half-hour episode on Works of Freedom. But we didn't already stack the van up, and that's just footage I missed. But I do have more stuff to put in, so maybe I'll shoot that and turn into an episode, a whole road trip. And I plan on going to Vegas sometime soon, and I'm gonna do a road trip. If it's just me, then I'll put it on Works of Freedom. But if it's me and my daughter, then I'll put it on the Garden of Feodora, where I document that. Our life on the road. I still have an episode where we went to New York that I never put up yet. It was my birthday. It was in February. So let you know how long ago that was. But I will. Just that I have so many obligations right now. And what's great is I had a few people who are wasting my time in my life. I guess I'll talk about that real quick. I had a few people in my life that were wasting my time. And I pretty much don't let them waste my time anymore. Like I would go out of town and I would have plans on hooking up with people, meeting people. And like I say, since I moved, I don't have a lot of friends out here. It's just pretty much me, my daughter. And, when she's not here, I'm pretty much alone. Left in my studio, painting, or I just got a PS4, so now I'm playing Street Fighter 5. But, that's man can't live on bread alone, and a video game is definitely bread. So I'll have a few people, I'll say, hey, man, I'm coming into town, or let's do something, let's hook up. So for me, my time is precious, again, as an artist and as a gardener, my time is very precious. So I get dressed and, say we're going out Thursday and it's Tuesday. And I believe in being a man of my word. There's no one that can tell you any story about me where I'm not a man of my word. If I say I'm going to do something, it gets done. That's just the way I was raised. My dad's like that. And that's just me. And I pride myself on it. So if someone says, if I say, hey, or somebody says, hey, let's do some Thursday, I would go, okay. And then I would check in Wednesday and go, hey, so, we're still going to the pub, right? And they'll go, yeah, for sure. I get dressed, I grow my beard out, so I don't really shape it up too much. But if I'm going out, I'll trim my beard, make sure I look nice and presentable. And if you're curious how I look, then check me out on Instagram. So I would do myself up, get my shoes on, and my watch and my matching rings and all kinds of things. I like to be a little eccentric sometimes. And I would go out, and then I would sit there waiting, wondering where people are. And then I would call them, and they would say I'm on my way. 9 o'clock comes, I'm sitting in a pub by myself, and I call them again. And then their phone doesn't pick up. It just rings. And this is a situation that has bothered me for a very long time, people wasting my time. And I don't really care who I offend, because I don't waste your time. It's my time that you're wasting. So, and it's not one person either. It's like 3 different people who I put my, I don't want to say trust, But for them, I would kind of stop what I'm doing and do anything for them because I love these particular people. You know, they've been with me all my life. Hold on, I'm trying to tie this up. I've known these people since I was about 14, 15 years old. Some as young as 13. So I kind of hold them on a higher pedestal. And sure enough, those are the ones who let me down the most. Because I put them up there. I put them on that pedestal. So I'm no longer letting anybody waste my time. I kept thinking to myself, well, this is the last time they'll do that. They're not going to do that to me anymore. They're not going to do that to me anymore. They're not going to do that to me anymore. They wouldn't do that. They respect my time, and nobody respects it. Feels. So I'm at the point where it's like, can you imagine if I were to dedicate my whole entire energy to the stuff I'm doing and stop worried about, you know, pleasing other people and making them happy? And when they call you and with their gripes and concerns, you stop what you're doing, stop painting, and talk to them for 3 or 4 hours just so they can, I'm sad, I'm this, I'm hurt, I'm blah, blah, blah. And then go, okay, bye. And, you know, I may have a concern where I say, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? No, I'm busy. No, I'm busy. No, I'm busy. You just begin to feel like my time isn't important. So either way, I say this because I'm just talking while I wet up this yard. As a cautionary tale to anybody out there who's looking to be a friend of the father of Feodora, and I've had conversations with a few of you, and you're great people. I will say that. I've had conversations offline with a couple of my subs and fans who may just talk about life, gardening, children, or whatever, what have you. And I'll say to anybody, just don't be a waste of my time. That's all. And when I say waste my time, don't make plans and don't come through. That's it. We can make plans and sit there and stare at each other all night long. That's cool with me. I can get very weird, so I don't mind that. But just don't make plans to stare at me and don't show up. And I get a little upset. You dig it? I've been running my mouth for almost 30 minutes. That's what I do. Run my mouth. My daughter's not here, so I don't have a buddy to sit there and... Because me and her talk about all kinds... We talk about everything from art, math, to My Little Pony. And she's not here, so I don't have that precious, precious, tender little ear to bounce knowledge off of. Alright. I think I've done my deed. Still didn't take that to the trash dump. I can really procrastinate. Actually, I'm not a procrastinator anymore. I used to be a horrible procrastinator in my 20s. But I just haven't gotten that in the trash because I haven't had the time, honestly. Believe it or not, it seems like I would have time, but I've been doing so much that I just can't. That's a whole nother story. Let's go out here and look at this sunset for a few seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Oh, real quick, you know I love the document. I love the photography. There's something about the way that looks right there. Me in my mind, I can see my lemon head sitting on it. But hey, what you doing, boy? Like I say, he's in heat and he's spraying. But anyway, there's the sun. Hey, don't you come over here spraying. Don't you come over here spraying. I'm getting out of here. I want you all to stay blessed, stay positive. There's another little cat right there. Hey. You gotta watch out, he will spray. I love you all. I honestly do. I really do. I want you to stay positive and stay blessed, like I said. Everyone's going through something. Life is something we all go through together. So let's find that common bond. And as always, peace from the Garden of Feodora.